Yes, Tonye is already here.
Hi,
It's the sequel. Welcome, Tonye.
we back.
Welcome.
You said
So
we couldn't
Pat,
do it.
Pat, what the fuck did you do?
Mm-mm. I sent an email to China and I said, "Fuck you, bitch. Try it."
China, China
We're
is gay.
well. Yeah,
China is gay.
yeah, TikTok is stupid and it's illegal in Texas anyway, so nobody gives a shit about you, you stupid fuck,
You stupid fucking
bitch. And then
you know what I
the
want
subject, but the subject line was, "Hey, what's up?" And then they were like, "Oh, so like it was misleading." So they're probably about that.
Well, this is what fucked it up. This is what China couldn't fucking handle.
Little cyber attack.
Dude, they're not. Dude,
Can you imagine?
I didn't want to simp this hard in front of my wife because all due respect to my wife, she's the prettiest lady on the world. But
Yeah,
but Jesus,
But it's one of those
like
things.
that double feature. God damn it!
And this not to be too gross about it, but can you imagine if
Having
that
sex
happens
with
at
either of them?
the same time, even say like, can you imagine both of them at the same time? Your head would explode and your stomach would definitely explode as well. But Jesus.
My balls would also explode.
Isn't the younger one exploiting people on OnlyFans?
Yes, she is being a sex trafficked victim on OnlyFans.
Yeah, she is being exploited on OnlyFans, and if anybody has the link, just let me know.
Yeah, that would definitely be one I would cough up. Because if it's naked, any type of insertion, I would cough up the dollars very quickly on that.
You know how most people would be like, that's my hall pass. That's the one I would cheat. I would kill my wife for either one of them. I would draw my wife in front of both of them just to prove myself to them.
Yeah, and no, because like
all due respect to my wife, I just
oh, actually, Tonye is probably the best person to talk about this. He is the mayor of the Simp Chat on the PITM Discord. He is a lot would say Nate Marshall's the horniest man alive. And I think there's a lot of good arguments, but from a facilitating standpoint of horniness, it's Tonye. He facilitates the most horniness on the internet in the Simp Chat, and he's the man I would trust on OnlyFans content. He makes a really good point. He would let us know if the Adriana OnlyFans was worth. I almost blew a gasket because I remember on fucking Instagram they posted. It was Carmen Electra, which she was one of my super special ladies. Aaron, how the fuck you doing? We're doing fucking great today. We're drinking early.
We're sipping.
What? We're simping and sipping?
Yeah, dude. That's what we're doing this fucking fine Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah, Tonye broke the Dolezal links to the Dolezal pictures to the Simp Chat.
Mamma mia!
I will say, Dolezal. Very easy on the eyes, but
not too shabby.
But then some of the, I don't want to get too detailed, but let me use a euphemism. When she was spreading her pussy,
let me paint a picture with words right now. When she was spreading her pussy lips open, what?
let me use my ability to paint a picture, use my artistic nature to, really imply what's going on. When she spread gash. No, there was something, because I've seen some, we were talking on Panties about this, like something about the underproduced OnlyFans clips where it'll be just the girl. And because sometimes they'll have like a messy room, there'll be like no music playing, and it's just them standing there, and then they turn around and they like they're not good at keeping the sexy face. They're not good at keeping up the illusion that this isn't kind of sad. And it's just them spreading their butt and you're like, all right, I need a little more so I forget how sad this is. Yeah. And then Dolezal's was just that, where it's just a phone and her like spreading pussy lips. And I was like, ma'am, you ran a chapter of the NAACP. What are you doing? Cover up.
A little production, something.
Give me some va-va-voom.
Yeah, art this way or art this way. Like you got to go one or the other. It's got to be more. There's some kind of production. If you're having OnlyFans, like if This is the funniest thing is I always thought this was interesting, and this is hey, look at this, Andy. I'm the one actually tying it into music this week. There's
How dare you?
the OnlyFans broads that are out there that are like, stop stealing our content. That's our copywritten content. Are also the same ones that are using copywritten music in their clips to dance to and show their pussies. Now, with all due respect to those women, I understand that nobody's sitting there going like, I got to go listen to this David Bowie song while this broad spreads her pussy. They're going for the pussy. I understand that, but a
great way for you to hear a new album.
Yeah, hey, hey, dude. Honestly, though, why not like a collab? Like, hey, we're streaming this on Christy Max OnlyFans.
That would be funny when we
our songs
when we start the record label.
Yeah,
we send the album early to OnlyFans sluts, and as they're fucking wristing off,
dude.
as they're wristing off down there, they play the new band's record.
See if you can match our tempo.
Can you do mosh call outs with your queefs?
We all know that.
But I've been powering through The Sopranos, and like Adriana, she's a fucking dime and a half. That's obvious though. Yeah. But there is something funny about season 3. I think they I don't know what happened. Maybe the show got a lot more popular, and they just they were just locked in on how hot Adriana was. Because the outfits are over the top in season 3, but I feel like Carmela doesn't get the respect she deserves. Because I feel a lot of people are like, I would, and it's like, no, I would, no, it's I would be honored to fucking take off that sweater and undo those big old pants and just dive right in.
I'd love to reach up to just above her belly button to unbutton her pants and reach and pull them all the way down past her hips where there's no resistance whatsoever. I think that you did the same thing you did before. I would be honored.
Mrs. Soprano, I would be honored to eat your pussy.
Yeah, no, I would also argue, I would say, what is it, Artie Bucco's wife? The restaurant owner's wife? Is arguably one of the hottest. She was also
she's not ugly, but she's not in it enough for me to like. And also whenever she's in it, she's like, Artie, you should stick up to the evil mobster that would kill you in a heartbeat.
I gotta tell you though, it's funny is bringing this back into the mob life, the movie, the masterpiece, The Irishman, that came out a couple years ago was
masterpiece.
I loved it. I've seen it several times.
I didn't dislike it. I'd have to watch it again. I mean, I would need to take a day off from work.
The last 2.5 hours is a great movie. The first hour and a half, not a great movie. But
yeah.
But I will say that she is Joe Pesci's wife in that movie, and it's still hot. Like she's just she is, but that's her. I think that's her. Like she's a character actor or whatever. Like she just plays the bitchy Italian wife that but she's just smoking hot.
Well, I was thinking about that with the fucking Italian dudes is like if you're of a vague white ethnicity, you could play a German dude, you could play an Irish dude. You know what I mean? Because like Irish guys, they can have red hair, they can have blonde hair, they can have brown hair. Like most white dudes could get away with Irish depending on how they looked. But I was thinking about it after watching so much of The Sopranos. Like, you have to have that. You can't just be like a dude with black hair. Like, if you look at some of the old mobsters, it's down to the body where it's this thing where they're kind of short, they're not fat, but also their body's atrocious. Like, you have to. So I think when you land a role as fucking dickhead mobster, it's such a fucking payday because not everyone can do it. You have to look a certain type of way. Yeah. And I think those dudes and the women probably just stay like the lady who's ironically, she's not in the mob in The Sopranos, but the lady who plays Tony's therapist was Henry Hill's wife in the Goodfellas.
Yeah. The one who was the therapist on The Sopranos.
Yeah. Henry Hill's wife in Goodfellas is Tony's therapist. But I thought I agree with.
I got a lot of people didn't know that. That's a little Easter egg they put in there.
What?
I said that. I said that's a little Easter egg they put in there. A lot of people didn't put that together. They didn't know.
You know what an Easter? You know what else is an Easter egg? Is that's not true. You didn't know that.
No, I did. No, I was joking because it was so obvious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I took that as you didn't know it, and you were like, everyone else didn't know it.
No, I was just being very obvious at the fact that like it was
Gotcha.
Henry. That bitch. She was
This
so
I agree with Aaron. The Irishman was way too long. It wasn't a bad
It's an original take, guys. You guys should fucking get together and suck each other's dicks.
Wow, that's not addressing the real point. But it's
no,
it's
wrong. Whoa.
But it's honestly, it's a fair fucking complaint. Like if you're asking me to sit there for 4 fucking hours, you better hit me with a motherfucker of a movie, not just like a bunch of old Italian dickheads fucking pondering about life.
Pause it and take your potty breaks, you little bitches, and fucking make your Italian food and your sandwiches. If you're a real Italians, you would enjoy that movie.
But even with your fucking potty breaks, you're telling me, bro, it's almost a whole work day you want me to commit to your stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It takes you there.
Fine.
Dude. No, honestly, the first half is completely legitimately the fact that I will say this, the first half of the movie is like, this isn't really necessary. It's very slow. You could have cut all of this, but the last half of it, like when it's Pacino, fucking De Niro, and Pesci all fucking just slamming off each other, it just fucking rules.
Wait, do they have an orgy? What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
they just hamming off.
Remember Lemon Party? It's kind of like
just for 45 minutes.
Nobody ever makes it that far. It's after the fucking credits. Just wait a little bit longer. You guys are so impatient.
Oh, that's the post-credit scene. They're all they're sucking each other off, and Nick Fury comes out. Fury comes out. He's like, I need a team. If you think about it, though, this is the best way to grab balls.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. And they know this. The Italians know this, and they don't tell us this because they don't like to share their techniques. They're ancient. What is this? Last hour.
I was you just said that's where the gangbang is. That's the best part.
Yeah, you're wrong because you didn't watch it all. You need to listen and not just hear it. Okay?
I liked it. I'm not gonna be, because like here's the thing. In every conversation, every conversation about if something good or bad, there's always that one dickhead who has the energy of like, I don't actually like the Beatles, and you're like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like, here's the thing about I was like, you know what? This might be a good conversation. I'm very curious about if this fucking gets anything out of you. But like, I always think about it with like there's always that fucking hot dog who tries to jump in and thinks he's fucking clever, and he's like, I actually think the Beatles are bad. And you're like, that's not the fucking conversation. The fucking conversation is, why are we talking about the Beatles? We figured it out already. Right. They were a great band. Now, would they hold up the same in modern times? Probably not. But you got to give them respect for what they fucking did. They stopped playing because they got bitches so wet they couldn't hear the fucking band over their coming, dude. Like, you got to give the boys respect for that. But also at the same time, it's like, we've had this conversation. If like, why are we talking about the Beatles?
Yeah.
You know what? Like, why the fuck are we talking about them?
It's like one of those things of like when there's this is a lot of times it happens in like mixed martial arts or any of these other things of like the greatest of all time, the king of this, the whatever of that. Like it's like one of those things of if you're talking about them, like then they are like they don't realize that like there is not going to be a greatest something of all time, but of the goats of the greatest of all time, like it's a different what is it? I can't think of the word. Past tense for future tense. Instead of saying like this is the greatest of all time, these are the greatest of all time. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's like the difference between.
You're talking about them and they came out in the 1960s. You're still talking if they're the greatest, then you got to admit that they're at least one of the greatest. Like you can't say that they're not.
It's like it's the difference between going like someone being like, I'm going to make a bold claim, dude. Cheesesteaks rule. And you're like, who the fuck needs to have that conversation? Now, the real conversation is The real conversation is to go, what's better, Philly cheesesteak or New York chopped cheese? Now we got a conversation. If you want to go, who's better, Beatles or Rolling Stones, then we got a conversation.
Right. I think it's pretty simple. Like, you can have the greatest of all time talk, or you can have the whatever of all time talk. But like, no matter what, it's not like a definitive thing. If you're talking about them, you have to at least acknowledge that they have some significance in the conversation. And even though they're not your cup of tea, like, that's the thing, is preference. Like, no matter what, it's a real life thought I had earlier today. I was watching TV.
wait.
Real life.
Just say it. This is a real deal, pure, authentic thought.
Genuine thought I had pertaining to this exact subject earlier today. I was watching, and a fucking Jeff Dunham comedy special thing came on, and I started to, like, in my head go like, oh, this fucking dickhead. But then I was like, I literally stopped myself even thinking like that, and just went like, dude, it's just not for you. It's like, you have to understand that no matter what, like, that is, like, even if you don't like it or not, like, you cannot just sit there and go like, oh, this fucking guy, he's doing it to a sold out fucking theater.
Yeah.
And they're advertising it on television. You know what I mean?
And that's
to it. There might be wrong.
And that's like the first stage. That's the first stage of evolving, where you can be a better, you can better analyze and criticize shit. Cause you're just like, it's one thing to go, I don't like Jeff Dunham. It's another thing to be like, he has no value. And it's like, well, if we just want to go about it from a capitalist standpoint, like, the room's full. So that's people saying, I would because think about it, like, how much is a fucking Jeff Dunham show at this is he still, like, if you think about it, like, Brian Regan, you don't see him in the news as much. Like, you're not seeing him pop up culturally in like a cultural significance, but Brian Regan's still a dude who can sell out a fucking huge room every night.
Right.
So he probably still has like a decent ticket price, although I would bet Regan's one of those dudes, like, you know how Kid Rock would do the shit where he would only perform at venues that would keep their ticket prices low and their beer prices reasonable? I bet you Regan's got his a similar vibe to him, where he's like, yeah, dude, it's a bunch of fucking normal family people. I'm not gonna gouge them for fucking ticket prices.
Right.
Oh, but regardless, like, a Jeff Dunham show, I don't know if he's fucking doing it like Regan still is, where Regan, if he wanted to, could ask for a motherfucker of a ticket price. But I guarantee you, like, a Jeff Dunham ticket price, if you're in a good seat, it's like $50 to $100. And then on top of that, you got to pay for parking. You got to pay for gas to get there. You got to pay for fucking a babysitter and shit like that. And it's like, basically what all those people are saying is, I would rather see Jeff Dunham than have all that money in my bank account. So just by that, they're letting you know that Jeff Dunham has value.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a little bit of a rant. I forgot the original point of any of this.
We were talking about The Irishman and how much it rules.
Yeah, no, it does. I'm not gonna act like well, that's the other fucking thing. Because a bunch of people, because Scorsese had he had the wild high IQ opinion that Marvel movies are just okay.
And so honestly, when I heard that, I was like, Scorsese, shut the fuck up. Like,
I was like, but I will say this though, like, the MCU has fucked up people's perspective. Like, if you're, because there's a type of person who's like, I love Marvel because of the movies, and they didn't really like read the comic books. So like, and you have these people who are like locked in, because the MCU offers you a fucking personality. You know what I mean? Like, you can watch, all the movies are interlocked, and there's a bunch of merch that you can buy for these movies and all. It provides you a personality, so people get obsessed with the fucking MCU. Like, you ever see those fucking clips where they're watching the end of Endgames or the other one, and they're like clapping, and I'm like, that's the saddest, most dystopian thing I've ever fucking seen. Yeah. But like that's the other half of it, where you're like, Scorsese, shut the fuck up. But then at the same time, you see these people being like they're so twisted in the head that they're now making arguments that Scorsese's not a good director. And you're like, you guys are both being a little retarded.
Yeah. Like, no matter what, you have to understand, like, it at a certain point, it does come down to preference. And like, he can say shit that's insulting to you, but you just say something insulting back to him. Don't try to prove your point, because no matter what, you're not going to, and that's the point I guess I was trying to make, was like, no matter what, whether it be Jeff Dunham, whether it be any other like type of media or movie or something like that, if just because I don't fuck with it doesn't mean that that's why I'm going to say it sucks or they suck. The reason, like, we talked so much shit about Green Day recently about their songs that came out, is because we expect more from them because we really, really like Green Day. Like, that's the thing, is like a new music that comes out from bands, when they put out, it's a really good song, but the music video is whatever. It's like, I feel like it is absolutely criticism, but it's like, it is meant to be entertaining and constructive criticism in a way, to be like, you can do better than this, maybe take a hiatus. It's one of it's one of those things, like,
maybe go back on drugs, Billy.
Try something, you know what I mean? But like, there's still it's still a situation, it's still a conversation, you know what I mean? It's not just this sucks or I think these guys suck or anything like that. It's there's something else to it. There's reasons behind it. And I think when people just go like, this guy fucking, this sucks, or that, like, you just poo-poo something.
Yeah.
It's not, and I guess that's the thing, is like, when I'm able to even do that real time in my head, be able to be like, hey, like, Jeff Dunham, this isn't your thing. This isn't aimed towards you.
And you know what that is too? That is the pure essence of becoming an adult.
Yeah.
Is being like, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Or just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Because I will say this.
Maybe Palestine shouldn't be free.
You know what? RFK Jr.'s right. They are the most pampered people ever. Did you hear that? RFK Jr.
Palestine?
Dude, RFK Jr. is so fucking compromised. It's hilarious. I don't know how many. This is all a joke. This is parody. Don't come after me with your legal team. But I don't know how many. I don't know how many kids he's fucked, because he's literally like, he was on this one show being like, the Palestinians are the most pampered people in the world, and you're like, hey man, whatever side you're on, that's crazy.
That's definitely not true. Like, no matter what, like, no matter how you think this should end, you're gonna be like, wait. Even the Israelis are like, no, no, they're not.
They're like, yeah, the Israelis are back at home being like, is that one of the things we told him to say? That was crazy.
That's crazy. That's not even a little bit true. That's not even on. They're like looking through their books. They're like, that's not even in our. We got nothing in there. Like,
that's not even the packet we send to people we blackmailed. Who the fuck told him to say that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I apologize.
No. I went on a fucking riff. No, I was gonna say fucking there is. I will say, on the flip side though, there is also something so fucking annoying about whenever you have an opinion and there's always that one person going like, hey man,
yeah, can't
people just like what they like? And you're like, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you why it's fucking gay. What do you like? Stop! Like, what are you doing? This is the benefits of living in a first world superpower.
Yeah,
is we can fucking complain about bullshit.
As much as people are allowed to like it, people are allowed to not like it. Like, it's one of those things that, like, it's just as you're putting it out there.
And
but
that's sorry.
No, it's just about how it's really about how the people effectively share their communication.
You have to share. I was just thinking about that because I was there's this one social media chick who's been trending, and a lot of people give her a lot of hate. And I was talking, and my wife was asking about it, and I was like breaking it down, and I was breaking it down in really harsh terms. And I remember thinking about that, being like, that's the truth. But if it was just me and my wife alone in our bedroom, I'm going to be very blunt and harsh and very direct about it. But then I'm thinking about, like, if I brought it up on a podcast, I was like, yeah, I'd probably be a little more calculated about it. So it would come off in a way that would be, I don't know what the word would be, but it would just come off in a way that's a little bit more constructive,
more diplomatic. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be more like, because no matter what, like, as people who are also pursuing artistic or performing careers, whether it be in music or like stand up or any of that shit, podcasting, we're putting content out too. So, like, no matter what, people share their opinions with us, and also, you know, like, whether it's usually how wrong we are or it's a correction, but But we also like, dude, I feel like that's another thing with like being, I think, a little bit more mature with it is like when people actually correct us is like not just being like fuck you, like where I know I can visualize Pat a couple years ago like getting a thing of like actually it's this and this, or this person produced it. I'm just being like, okay, whatever, dude. Or like or
You're like, oh, you read that and you're like, I'll kill your whole family.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Did you just criticize me? Did you criticize me on my thing that all I do is criticize people?
How dare you? Yeah.
I criticize. You don't criticize me. I criticize you.
Look, if you don't like it, you just don't have to watch. And it's just like one of those things of like, yeah, Pat, that's, you don't have to. You don't have
dude,
to.
I remember, dude, I used to get really annoyed about that shit. Then I sat down and I had an adult conversation with myself in my head being like, literally, if you look at it, like stand-up comedy, podcasting, all the shit I do is me watching a thing someone else did and went, let me just say a few things.
Yeah. I got some notes for you. I just don't know if you...
And also for me, half the reason I love doing this shit is because because I love to talk about this stuff. And then when you go on fucking YouTube and shit, it's just all the most annoying fucks possible. Yeah. So it's like, it is ironic you and me, like two of the most retarded people, are the most mature and fucking level-headed when that was what fucking Ty said. He's like, yeah, I watched your shit and you guys were fucking right. And you were like fucking chill about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like, like, whoa, well, first of all, guys, this is how I think, like, it's like one of those things like that's just so phony and formulaic that like maybe it's also why we have not as many views as some of those folks.
Probably.
It's probably also, I think, a more quality audience of Dragons out there that are willing to suffer through our stupid talk about food and sleeping over sitcom actresses.
Yeah, I mean, bro, if you don't want to hear about how hot Carmela and Adriana are, you can fucking
wear the fucking shirt on the show.
I wanted to address this comment before we got too far away from it, but this made me laugh in context of The Irishman because Aaron goes, I think Metallica is the most overrated band ever and not even in the discussion. Yo, what was that, dude? He said dis cousin.
His cousin. He ain't even in it. This cousin.
Nah, it's all good. I'm not trying to throw hate. I spelled dolphin wrong while uploading the new PITM, so I'm not hating on anyone spelling shit wrong. What were you saying?
I have active dyslexia. I have like a multiple sclerosis, but of like dyslexia. Like sometimes it goes up in my head, sometimes it's in my hands.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in my mouth. So I understand. But also this cousin is pretty funny.
This cousin, yeah.
What do you think it works. You read it correct.
Not even in discussion to me as greatest of all time, but won't shit on anyone that enjoys them. They still sell out. Yeah, well, that's a hard one too. Where even if you hate Metallica, they are a band that you can't deny like their influence. There's a bunch of bands like that where you're like, and now I don't hate Metallica. I don't go out of my way to listen to them because they are the Irishmen of metal bands. They go, wow, this was a great song. Should we stop writing the song? And then Lars Ulrich goes, nah, we should probably do 3 more choruses. You want to do 3 more choruses?
Can I hear you? You want to hear a really super simple drum fill? Okay.
That I can't play live?
Whoa.
I'll give him a pass. He does have 80s metal brain.
Yeah.
And that was a time when if you just did 16 notes on the double bass, you were fucking ahead of your time. But no, every Metallica song is good, but they go, that part was good. You know what we should do? That part again.
Yeah. Well, also okay, so this is an interesting discussion. Is there an overrated, and is this what happened to the Beatles, my friend? The overrated verse Played Out. Been around too long. Innovator. Like because before
Played Out is a very good discussion because I've been on record saying that about and now no one thinks they're overrated, but people don't appreciate how good normal people don't appreciate how good Earth, Wind and Fire is because they've heard their shit at a fucking basketball game 1,000 times or they've heard it on the fucking radio. Like I know Because, like, if you really sit down, like, go with fresh ears, listen to an Earth, Wind, and Fire deep cut, put it on in the car. It's, like, so fucking good you wouldn't even believe it.
Also, if you can get high before you get in the car, too, that's even better. That's, like, makes the song even better when you're driving.
If you could drink before you get in the car?
No, that's irresponsible, you fool.
I would never say to do that.
Don't drink. DUI, the D stands for driving, but it also stands for drinking under the influence. That's what it is.
Yeah, don't drink. Don't drink and drive.
Weed makes me better as a driver, allegedly.
it you know what's funny? It does, but like it's weird. It's this thing where you're like, every time I've been high, I've driven better. But like you don't feel good admitting that.
No, it's one of those things that like it doesn't like just because I think it's because you called it getting high. Like the fact that it is a prescription technically now for me. It is my.
No, it's not.
It is. It's medical, Andy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Andy. It's my medicine. I need it.
What, you need to smoke weed because your dick's so small? You got little dickitis?
No, that's not what it is.
It's not your medicine. It's not your medicine.
Formal diagnosis yet. You said that about me, not the doctor. Doctor says my penis is just fine.
It's just like one of the big boys.
Patrick, I said it's just fine. Stop calling me, damn it. I said, doctor, but Andy says it's a tiny penis. He says I got tiny penis-itis.
Doctor, I showed him your script. He still says it's tiny.
No, that's my prescription, Andy. So when I take my medicine now, I feel better. What was I saying before?
He said weed was medicine.
No, because I get high. Because if you call it getting high, then it sounds like you're smoking crack. But I'm not. I'm taking medicine. I'm taking medicine before I drive my car. Like I need my driving medicine.
I'm waking. I do my wake and medicate.
I told you it's my hipster speedballs. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of espresso.
Fair enough.
Drugs.
No, I think
I never do that though. I never do that. I've never done that.
Driving under the influence is gay.
No, weed in general. I've never done it.
I believe you.
It's a cigarette.
You can't smoke nicotine on the pod, Pat.
I'm big on nicotine. You can't stop me. I'm old enough.
I'm a big boy. Just like my penis, I'm a big boy.
Oh, damn it. It went out. Fuck.
Wow. It's like there was only one hit in there. How'd you have only one hit in that cigarette?
Andy!
Wait, let me see the cigarette. Let me see it.
Look at this. It went out. Look, see, you see that?
But it's not shorter, Pat. How is there only one hit in there?
A little bit shorter. It's like one dosage of my prescription, like Tanya said.
Yeah, I think like because of being overplayed, Earth, Wind, and Fire is a band that's like underappreciated. Yeah. I think a band that fell victim of being overplayed. I was just watching a video on them. Sublime.
Overplay. Oh yeah, big.
They're a very good band that people think fucking suck because they've heard Santeria a million times.
I think I will say I think they are also a very skilled band and I like them a lot. See, this being diplomatic.
Yeah. I'll defend.
Tanya said earlier, tactful. I like that one too. Tactful. I'm being tactful here.
Yeah.
I think they're a very good band, but personally, if I have to hear them again, I will put a screwdriver in my head.
No, I feel you. That's what happened. That's what happened to me with I remember my brother for like a year or two in high school. My brother had a license, and so it was like the last 2 years of him going to high school. We were both in high school at the same time. He would drive me in, and I have a completely skewed perception of REM, and I don't. Yeah, and my brother, I love him to death. All he would play every single fucking time would be REM, They Might Be Giants, and then and the Pixies. That was the one. Because REM, I have gone back and I'm like, they still suck. REM sucks. It's the Pixies. That's who it was. I'll go back and go, I was wrong about the Pixies. I just heard them too many fucking times, and I didn't like my brother in high school, so I don't like my brother, so I don't like the fucking Pixies.
Yeah.
But I've listened to them as an adult, and I was like, oh, the Pixies rip. Although I did watch a documentary about them. They all seem incredibly annoying, but they made great music. And the last bit of this, because I'm also I've been drinking caffeine. I would actually make a controversial argument, and Pixies are inadvertently one of the most influential bands on modern music.
inadvertently. You like they like.
So basically, what happened is Kurt Cobain completely stole their songwriting process. Like, not stole. Like, I'm being funny. Like,
he was influenced by.
He was heavily influenced by, because Kurt Cobain. Because if you listen to the Pixies, their big fucking life hack on music was figuring out, if we do super quiet verses and really loud choruses, that's a great dynamic shift and people will love it. Like, that's like every Pixie song is super quiet verses, very loud choruses. Kurt Cobain listened to the fuck out of the Pixies, stole that, and then Nirvana got whatever you're smirking about. I want to hear it and tell you you're dumb. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to tell you you're dumb. Whatever you're about to say.
Okay, I'm ready.
But no, and then Kurt Cobain took that songwriting structure, basically implemented it to all of his songs. That completely determined the sound of fucking grunge, and honestly, it like heavily affected all music after that, like mainly rock music.
So what you're saying, Andy, is that Kurt Cobain's death was not, in fact, a suicide. It was a murder, and the Pixies had something to do with it.
No. You want to hear my real opinion on his death?
Yeah.
I think he wanted to kill himself, only had the shotgun, paid his heroin addict babysitter to shoot him in the head, and that's what happened. I don't think Courtney did it. I watched a documentary about it. They basically proved there's no way he could have shot himself. But also, there's not enough evidence to pin Courtney to the murder. But They did, at the time, have this fucking junkie baby. Like, he was a babysitter, like a in-home nanny. But he was just he was their other junkie friend that hung out and watched the baby when they were probably going to get more heroin or some shit like that.
The heroin.
I think Kurt Cobain paid the nanny to shoot him.
That seems weird.
You gotta watch the documentary. It makes more sense if you have they have all these fucking diagrams and spooky music that makes you more believe it.
Did they go into your Pixies theory? Where were the Pixies at the time of Kurt Cobain's death? Have we checked the phone records?
They were behind the nanny going, do it, do it.
Go on. Do it. And they're playing a song. And Kurt Cobain's like, that's a good song. I like that. And they're like, do it now. Do it now.
All right. Well, I apologize, Patrick. I completely misinterpreted your smirk. I thought you were going to be a fucking hot tamale for the sake of being hot tamale, and you had a solid riff. And I want to formally apologize to you on the podcast.
I appreciate that, Andy, and I do not accept it. You can shove it right up your ass. Thanks for being the bigger man. Try again next time, you fucking bitch.
That was my plan all along. I wanted to put something in my ass.
Damn it.
This is an interesting comment. One of MGK's songs completely ripped off one of the Pixie songs. Which song was that? I was into MGK for a minute, like in an ironic way, because it was so.
Oh, it was the one about Eminem.
What?
It was the one about Eminem. It was the diss track, the MGK song about Eminem.
It ripped off the Pixies?
Yeah, that was the Pixie song first.
Word
for word. I mean,
it'd be so funny. Dude, it'd be so funny to go back to like 95 or like
the fucking a weird beard. What?
That was Eminem's, not MGK's.
I know, but it's still that's the only thing I know about that whole controversy.
Weird beard.
That weird beard, and I remember they both kind of have weird beards, and I was just like, it's got to be MGK going after Eminem's.
Yeah.
So what song is it, Damon?
I'm waiting on Aaron.
Christ.
He's typing it into spell check so he doesn't fucking spell it wrong again.
Yeah, we gave him a complex.
No, I actually fucked with MGK when he put his shit out, and then he got way too up his own ass and annoying, and I was like, your stuff's fun to listen to ironically. It's not genuinely good music because it sounded like a shitty ripoff of everything I liked in high school. Yeah. So it was like, it was fun to listen to because of how corny it was. Like, I'm not trying to run from the fact that I listened to a bunch of his like one album initially, but it was this thing of like, it's so over the top because like how he sings is just I've made this joke before, but he sings like he's only ever listened to Tom DeLonge on the self-titled album. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was so fun to listen to because of how over the top, unapologetic, like pop punk bullshit it was.
Yeah, I think that so this is the weirdest thing about like I don't know if it's okay. So maybe this is a weird thing. I thought at first, like, maybe I'm not just getting old and I just don't know when people like stuff, when people are liking or propping stuff up ironically, or if they really like it. Because for the longest time, when people like every time I heard MGK or saw MGK, I'm like, people fucking like this guy. It didn't make sense. Not
sorry.
just girls. Girls make sense. Girls get weird about, like, no matter what. Artists in general, they'll just be like, "Oh my god, he's so ugly, he's hot." Like, what are you fucking talking about, you idiot? But like, this is
sorry, I'm just self-conscious looking down at my phone. I'm looking up MGK's Spotify listens because I'm like, I remember I went on that whole rant about industry plants where it was like a lot of industry plants. Oh, you laughing at Tonye's comments?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, my fault. He is authentic pop punk or
Idiot.
punk rock. Yeah,
He's
my
the
fault.
Olive Garden of punk rock. He's super authentic, idiot.
He's incredibly real and authentic, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, unlimited soup salad and MGK.
He's the tour of Italy of punk rock.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, I would fuck up. I feel like you and me could body an Olive Garden together.
Legitimately, I feel weird saying this in a Carmela Soprano shirt, but I unironically like Olive Garden. I don't think it's the best. I know it's not the best, but it's good. Me and Dom and I were just talking about it. It's good.
as a former fat, I know I make a lot of fat jokes, but as a former fat man, I would never pin you as someone who would be like, this is genuinely good.
Yeah, no, like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, the risotto. Like I'm just going like, give me more breadsticks and that white sauce.
Dude, how good would that, bro? When we get down to Texas, how good would that show be of just doing a tour of fucking shitty chain restaurants and finding what's beautiful about them?
Yeah, like their specialty. There's a fucking barbecue place by here that like Dom and I have like become friends with the owners because we love it. We've been there so much. Like it's like one of those things where it's like we like what you guys are fucking doing, and I'd rather like go there and find something than go to like a chain bullshit place. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I still like chains. I don't give a shit. Chili's rules. Fucking Chili's rules. Olive Garden rules. Like they're good. Like they don't rule. I would never go like, oh, give me the family that moved here from Italy one generation ago's restaurant or Olive Garden. I know which one I'm picking. But I'm telling you.
You know which one people try to defend that is not good is Applebee's. People
try to it really is legitimate.
Dude, I went there one time. I was doing a show with Robbie and BK Chris in New Hampshire, I think it was. And yeah, the only thing open after the show was an Applebee's, and it was just appetizers. And I was like, dude, fuck yeah. Honestly, sometimes all I want is appetizers. I was fucking hype, and bro, it literally like the food tasted like they asked like they were all too high, so they asked one of their nephews to come in and quick make the food for them. It was fucking crazy how bad it was.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Tanya in the comments, the Zuppa Toscana that I make, I make homemade soup and shit like that, is copycat Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana. I use Jimmy Dean sausage, dude. It fucking rules.
Wait, that rules? Is Zuppa authentic thing, or is that
Zuppa,
is that like one of the made up words from a chain restaurant?
Zuppa is just the soup of Tuscany. It's like sausage, potatoes, heavy cream, and kale. You know what I mean?
That's a good soup.
It rules, dude.
I'm looking at pictures of it. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Yeah, I got on a real kick where I was making some like tortellini soup that was like a cream based thing with like, I think the sauce ended up being like an extra creamy vodka sauce almost, but yeah, it was the same sort of deal. Fucking sausage, tortellini, some vegetables and shit. Dude,
we
cream based soup
together. We made chicken parm together.
Yeah, but no, we're talking soups, dude. Cream based soups, cream based. You don't have to apologize. Pat, we're talking about fucking soups. If you bring up chicken parm right now, I'll jump through the screen and fucking choke you out.
I'm thinking about the main course, baby. You're still on the appetizers.
Hey, life hack. Sometimes soup is the main course. Deal with it, fuckers.
Wow, that's the hottest take today.
Oh, okay. Aaron said, because I was gonna ask him what what song does Paper Cuts rip off? And he said it's the main riff of Where's My Mind.
Okay.
I gotta check that. I actually saved Paper Cut to my phone. It's the other reason why I look down. I have to I really want to listen to that because MGK is a douchebag.
We didn't get to do our new music song stream this week or episode this week. So, and I actually had a bunch of stuff to contribute, you know?
Oh, I was laughing too because there was a new Idol song.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it next later in the week or something. Just do it late.
Whenever. Yeah. And whenever you're not fucking drunk.
Well,
when's that going to be?
I don't know, dude.
Went on a drinking fast for like one day.
It was a week, and it was an embarrassingly hard week. No, it was. You know what it was? It wasn't that it was hard. It was, and I know we were joking. Right? It just was like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking problem. Look, I stopped. It sucks though. I don't. You know what I mean? Like it's legitimately. It's one of those things where is it an addiction or a problem when you go like a week or two and you're just like, okay, I stopped.
I can do it, but this sucks.
Yeah, but this sucks. Like I don't. It's like one of those things of.
It's not like I'm rolling on the floor sweating if I don't have a beer, but I'm just like I've been trying. It's funny. I got a joke out of it, so it's not like it wasn't a waste of time.
Yeah.
But no, I was like doing the joke where it's like you get that, and I know a bunch of people have done this, so the setup is not creative, but I feel like I take it in my own unique way. But a lot of people do the thing where they'll be like, oh, you need to drink to have fun. And I go, no, but like, what if we could have more fun?
Yeah.
Right. Wouldn't you do, like, I don't need it, but like, what if you just could have more fun? Now I know that sounds like, oh, that's what a guy with a problem would say. Maybe.
No. That's the issue. A guy with a problem would go to a party, and if they go to a party and the party, then they're like, oh yeah, we don't have any booze here. They would leave. Whereas you would just go like, I'm just going to hang out for a little bit and whatever. And you're still going to have fun, but you're going to be like, no, you want to be a lot more fun with alcohol, right guys?
I was going to say, okay, you do know me real well. Cause the whole party, I'd be like, is anyone going to get
beer
booze?
Run, or did you say beer run? Were they talking about beer run back then?
And then I'd be like looking and be like, it's getting to 8. Like, I feel like places, do you want me to go? Like, I obviously haven't drank yet. And then people
I'm just gonna grab just a sixer for me. Do you guys want any? You want some Mickeys or something? What do you
dude, also tell me if you're this guy, because I have some friends who, like, I've noticed it with me not smoking weed. Yeah. I have a lot of friends who I don't know why they feel awkward not smoking weed with, like, me not smoking weed with them.
What do you
mean? if we're all hanging out,
like, so them doing it around you or them doing it at all?
Just like I've been there a couple. No, you probably don't notice it because you smoke like too much weed to the point where it's like a fucking emotional addiction. And
hey, why don't you take one more hit off that fucking Moosehead bottle? See if there's anything else at the bottom.
No, Pat. First off, we're not talking about my
3 sips, 3 different times after it was empty. You're just like, any more? Sweet Canadian nectar.
that hit too close to home. I was
trying to get you with those at the pet shop when you like there was like 2 sips when you like I noticed you took 1 sip after it was already empty.
You're like, it's empty, Andy. Stop sipping. No, you don't understand. There might be a drop there. I don't want to waste a Miller Lite.
It's one of those things. It's just what you just did. It's just fun to do that every once in a while. So I'm sorry if I triggered you, but I was worth it.
No, that was so fun. No, I've been there before where like I'm out of like all I have left is the beer in my glass. I've been there where I'll like grab some of the empties and just see if there's like because I've had that before where you go to grab another beer. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. I just smash the bottle and start licking it.
Licking the pieces. Oh, there's some on the napkin.
Pat, can you do me a favor and stop fucking nailing it?
Stop getting my fucking goddamn home security footage.
Oh, but no, like all jokes aside, because of like you smoke weed regularly, you may not notice it, but I've been there before where you're in the circle and just like, dude, I'm a fucking pro at it. Here, offer me some weed, Pat.
Hey, Andy, you want to hit my cigarette? That's only tobacco.
Oh no, I'm good, man.
Okay.
And like that's not but then some people will be like, what?
But then,
What
Andy,
the
I turn around, right? And then, but this is what you don't see on my face. I turn around and I go like this.
and I'm behind you while you're doing that. but no.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just left something in my car. I'll be right back.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Tony found a fucking addict life hack. I use a lighter on the bottom of the bottle and inhale the vapors. Yeah, dude.
Just get a spoon, you see, and then
I heat it up.
Heat it up on the spoon, right?
And I put all the beer in the syringe. Just kidding. It's not beer. It's heroin.
Yeah.
No, but I've been there before where people kind of like give you a hard time and they kind of like, and yeah. They're not like smoke the fucking weed, but there is that subtle jabbing of like, why aren't you smoking weed? Smoke a little bit of weed, da da da. And I'm just like,
I never offer it twice to somebody in the line you can stay in the circle. There's no, like, to me, there's people that are fucking really dumb about that shit where they're just like, they feel like you can, if you're hanging around a bunch of people,
it's just people talking.
That's okay. But if I also don't offer it to you more than once, you know what I mean? Or I might be like, you sure? One more? No? Okay. And then I'll just hand it to the next person. You don't even have to touch it.
I don't get mad if you offer it to me because I've been there before where the guy next to me offers it to me every single time and I go, I'm good. And then they just keep going.
Still
but
good.
It's because they're high and they forgot. And I'm not going to take it personally. Sorry.
I've asked somebody the second time and I feel bad because they do it the second time. And I feel like maybe, did I knock them off the wagon? Were they trying not to be high tonight and I pressured them too much? Or
that's not on you.
Then I also go, they're an adult. They can do it.
That's not on you. They're an adult.
Also, driving makes you really high a lot of times, right? Like it's a natural high. I mean, like it gets you. So why not just make it an unnatural high as well? And it just makes you a better driver.
Yeah. The thing I was gonna say is like I've experienced a lot of people, like there's a lot of people who don't want to get fucked up alone. And I'm the type of guy, like I've been there before where I show up to the party and they might have liquor and stuff, but I'm like, if I'm at a party for a while, I'm crushing beers. Like I don't want to just sit there and sip a fucking rum and coke. I hate that.
Yeah.
And I've been there where I've shown up to a party, they don't have fucking beers. I'm not like, I mean, if you really pressed me on it, I'd be like, yeah, that's weird. You had a party and didn't have beers and didn't tell anyone. But like, I don't know, dude. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm just going to go and pick up beer and not even, I've done that before. You just go pick up beer, come the fuck back. And like, dude, even if I'm the only one having a few, now I'm not going to get drunk. I'm not going to be the only guy hammered at a party, but it's like, it's this thing of like, I don't know, dude. I want to have beers. I'm not going to let the whole party determine whether I have beers or not.
Yeah. I'm still an adult. I can do what, but it's also one of those things of like, if it's not cool here, if you're saying no drinking here, then I might just be here for like 20 or so minutes.
Yeah. Oh, this party sucks.
Oh, you guys are dumb.
Aaron was asking, have you guys seen the new TED TV show? Is it good? Because I saw a clip from it and it had the same, because I liked both the movies a lot. Yeah. And the worry is the show's going to be a little bit more tame than the movies, but I saw a clip from it and it looked like the show had the same energy as the movies.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it yet. Actually, I didn't realize this. So I don't know if this is the case, period, but I thought that there was a free version of Peacock that just had like a ton of ads. But apparently apparently it is, I think, structured. There's like a $4 or $5.99 one and then like a $10.99 tier. But it did not seem like there. So because I wanted to watch the Miami Kansas City game, I think last week.
That seems like it's been the most annoying thing for sports fans. I don't watch football like that, but like this whole fucking thing now. Now I will say this, here's the thing when it comes to like when you want to basically simulate like you have cable but without cable. From what I can tell, the move is to just get YouTube TV because you can do in-app purchases where you can get most of the shit. Like I know on YouTube TV you can get like NFL Red Zone or whatever the fuck it's called and shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot of dudes who are more active in the sports than I am have been bitching to be like, they're like, it's so fucking hard to figure out where the fucking game is now.
Yeah. It's like it's there, but also there's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like there's all like these crazy nights that they're doing. I mean, that's what there was wild card weekend, but but it still doesn't make any sense to me. This is kind of strange to me. Is that the point I was making was I don't have Peacock because I'm not going to fucking pay for something just to watch. I'm not going to pay to watch a football game, which is crazy.
Buying Peacock if you're not a woman is insane. Oh, wait a minute. No, WWE. No, it's Paramount Plus. WWE's on Peacock. But Peacock's for dudes with huge dongs.
But Peacock is what Ted is on, apparently, is what they're saying in the chat. But that's weird to me because I thought, what's his face? Seth MacFarlane was like a Fox guy. I thought everything they did was on Fox. That little space show he did was on Fox. Family Guy, American Dad.
That's just those shows. He's not like exclusive to Fox.
That's interesting. No, but that is interesting. Like almost everything else, every other show that he's done, I think has been started at least on Fox.
He's probably like, this one's actually good. I don't want to waste it on bullshit Fox.
And if it's on Peacock, doesn't that mean that they can use curse words then? They should be able to use the same like subject matter and language and shit like that. If it's
exclusively on the app, yeah. You want to know an interesting fact about that?
Please.
They can, well, I guess actually no, network TV is different, but on cable, on cable, they can actually say almost anything they want.
Right. Yeah, it's
purely comes down to advertisers. So they kind of follow suit with what the networks are doing to a degree. Because I remember people started noticing that when FX started pumping out like good ass shows. Like remember when Louis first came out and FX was just like crushing it, and then you'd watch it and you're like, did they just say shit a couple times?
Yeah,
what's going on this show? Yeah. And then you'd watch FX, and this is why, if I can do a sidebar on a sidebar on a sidebar, this is why I don't believe Twitter and they're bitching about advertisers. Because, like, bro, you just have to find them. Just hit up the My Pillow guy or some shit. Because I watched FX in high school, and you'd watch it, and you'd see this fucking amazingly produced show, and then it'd be a commercial for some local fucking rug cleaning service or shit like that. There's people who want to give you money, Elon. You just have to find them.
Yeah, you have to work a little bit harder. There are some people. Well, also, when he took over Twitter, didn't he, like, fire a ton of people? So, like, maybe that was, like, people that were out there looking for advertisers and stuff like that, or that's possible jobs that could be available to him, but he fired a bunch of people too. So
yeah, I don't know. I would guess that that's not really affecting it. I think with how big the website is, they're probably looking for the big ads, and
It's Always Sunny was another one. Yeah,
the way he's kind of maneuvering, a lot of those big mainstream advertisers are going to be like, that's too spicy over there.
Yeah.
I wanted to address another comment Aaron had, which was, this is a little bit more topical and about music, but he was asking, what'd you guys think about the whole Sleep Token situation this past week? Pat, have you been privy to that?
No, obviously, you know this. I'm not a huge Sleep Token fan, so I am not huge up on the news. What be happening with the Sleep Tokers?
So
what are they called? What's their fans?
Annoying, stupid fucking pussies.
Take it easy. What happened?
Wait, I'm trying to find. Okay. I wanted to find an article just to get all the details because I only saw it peripherally.
That's good.
Well, no, it was funny. It was funny too because like Sleep Token discourse fired up again because, dude, it's so funny because we've been on record. Sleep Token is spooky Imagine Dragons, which I saw some memes going around saying the exact thing. And I was like, where's my credit? Where is my credit?
Oh, I'm looking for the credit at the bottom there. Did you quote me? No,
you didn't post a link to the podcast because I was kind of the first person to ever say that.
I was the only person that said it, but then I gave it to you, and then you said it on air. Which, remember I told you that before. I was like, oh, they're kind of like that. And you're like,
no,
can I use that? And I was like, yes, you can. Like you usually do that. You're like, can I use that? And I was like, yeah, totally. Don't worry about it, man. I got a million of them.
Just every single thing. Pat,
Yeah.
care if I say I said that?
Yeah, Pat, is it okay if I say this thing about Carmela Soprano? And I'm like, yeah, I mean,
I asked,
I got
I
the shirt
asked you
on.
permission to be horny about Carmela and
Yeah.
Adriana.
You're like, great shirt. You mind if I talk about how horny she makes me? And I'm like, I don't mind, man. I'm glad that I gave you that inspiration.
Hey man, do you, boo boo?
Yeah, whatever, bro. But yeah, sorry. You were talking about how Sleep Token is totally mid.
Oh well, no, that was like, and I see the opinion getting more popular, and I'm gonna take credit for being the first one ever. Do I have proof? No, but
I think we actually kind of do. Well, like you could look when they posted that, and you could look when we did that episode. And
fair enough. Yeah, if there is a way for AI to just go into all media and see who is the first person to put Sleep Token and Imagine Dragons in the same sentence, I'd put good money on it being me.
Siri, is that what you're talking about? Siri,
can you do this super specific thing? And Siri's like, say that again.
Andy, do what Siri said. Do that again. Say it
They're
again.
always listening, dude.
Hey, bitch, go to sleep. How'd you hear me? Or was that you?
Hey, Siri, fuck off, bitch.
Oh, no, Andy, don't do that on the show.
She said, I don't know how to respond to that.
Well,
by shutting your mouth and open your legs.
What a terrible Gumar. Siri would be the worst Gumar. I'm writing that down.
That's a bit.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Hey, Pat, you can have that. But no, so we've been on record as the first podcast to ever say Sleep Token is spooky Imagine Dragons. And like, but also too, on top of that, like, their new album is this weird thing of, yes, it's good, but it's like the same complaint we had with the Black Parade. Like, yes, the Black Parade's good, but like, listen to the difference from 3 Cheers to the Black Parade. They hired a guy to be like, hey, can you play strings and make this an annoying rock opera and stuff? So it's like the same thing with Sleep Token, where they just do this like moody goth electronic, and now it's just these super intricate metalcore songs.
Yeah,
it almost has it has a similar lack of soul, like a fucking AI song, where it's just like, yes, Sleep Token, the guys you hired to play that did a good job.
Yeah,
but like, there's no, like, it just, it's not one clear, concise thing that we can say, but just as a whole, this whole band is just fucking annoying. And all these so all these fans started fucking yelling, because I guess the numbers came out that Sleep Token wait, I think I had a tweet where someone fucking encapsulated the opinion so perfectly. But basically, like, Sleep Token on streams and sales and all this shit, they were number one on a lot of lists. And like, I saw all these fans were being like, "Oh, take that, Sleep Token haters," and you're just like, yes, that's what happens when you're a little corny. Like, when your music's good but you're a little corny and stuff. It's like, yes, you become
when you're an industry plant.
Yes, you become the big, like, you become the most listened to. But it's like, you're not even arguing that the music's good. You're just being like, scoreboard. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Is we've talked about it, is Taylor Swift the epitome of music? Well, she's the most listened to. So, you know when the, like, you always know that, like, the most consumed thing is 10 out of 10 times the best thing ever. And you're like, no, they just figure, like, that's just, I apologize for coming off like such a fucking hipster, but it's just the reality. Like, it's not nothing, but just because you were like, we have the most listens, it doesn't like necessarily mean anything.
It doesn't change how it hits my fucking ear. It's one of those things that, like, it does, you can tell they can win 100 million fucking awards. I've heard so many things about that movie Saltburn, and I ended up watching it, and I walked away from it to do laundry like halfway through, because I was like, this movie is absolute dog shit. And then Dom was like, you missed the ending completely. And she's like, that's what everybody's talking about. I was like, what? And apparently some guy dances around with his dick out or something like that. And
I'll say
I
watched them. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying that it was like, legitimately, it was one of those things when I found out that was the movie that everybody had been talking about, I said it in shock. I go, that was Saltburn. That's what everybody's been fucking talking about. And I was like, it was the slowest, dumbest fucking movie. But also, if I go online and I start posting that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one of those things where that's not constructive. I just didn't like it. But it was also like not every time when everyone's talking about something is it the best or coolest thing or most shocking thing. It's perspective. Like I've seen a lot more shocking things. I didn't even see the part with the dancing dick. I was just like, even if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, that's why everybody's talking about it. It's because there was male nudity. I see that all the time, you idiot. Well, look in the mirror.
Saltburn was a funny thing because I think if you sort of extrapolated the general theme that they were trying to get across, it was an interesting thing to think about. And there were elements of it that were engaging and interesting, but the fucking outrageous scenes, like the outrageous parts that everyone was like going gaga over, it was like, honestly, it was a little shock value-y. It didn't. It was
totally shock value.
It was like
a dick and like it's just like this, like, and that's the thing is you and again, like you said, how astonishing the two children doing the music podcast that we're fucking adult retards are the ones that are like, guys, grow up. It's a fucking dick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, legitimately. Like, would you fucking grow up a little bit? Have you not seen a fucking penis before? Like, but it's on there for a long time.
Well, yeah, and for people who don't know, like, there's parts in Saltburn where, are you talking about where he's dancing at the end?
I didn't even see the end. Dom told me about it, and she's like, "Oh, you think that's why everybody's talking about it?" I was like, "It must be because that movie was dog shit to me, in my opinion." That movie, I didn't even get to the end.
There's people too that confuse, like, just because it's like the people who go like, Gigi Allen's the most punk rock guy, and I'm like, no, he was fucking annoying, and he had bad music.
He was a problem alcoholic.
Yeah, he was fucking annoying, and he probably had sex slaves.
Yeah, he was like he was not even a good person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't he was not a misunderstood artist. He was a problem alcoholic, and he probably should have just been homeless. Like, it really, he was a homeless guy. He had homeless guy energy.
Yeah,
that's not what you want.
Like, he was a fun sideshow from time to time, I guess, but like, no, Gigi Allen fucking sucked. He was annoying.
A spectacle, and that's the thing. Is like that was a spectacle. It was a thing where they're just like, oh, there's a movie that's mainstream that there's a dick in it, and it was, and to me, the other themes getting up to that point, like, because I'm just like this. Dom was like, let's watch this movie. She didn't give me any preamble or anything, and I was just like, this is not. I just was like, I would rather be folding laundry right now.
Yeah, like, no, yeah, like I'll defend Saltburn minorly because, like, I thought the message they were getting across was interesting, but then at the like, and here's the thing. Spoiler alert. He ends up, this dude. Did he kill the guy? I forget if he killed the guy or not. But either way, the one this dude he's obsessed with dies, and then they have a funeral, and then he starts like fucking the dude's grave for like a while. And there's a part of me that goes like, I love that they're just going for it like that.
Yeah.
But then when you see fucking dorks going about it like it's this artsy masterpiece, you're like, well, it's not that. Honestly, it's closer to a fucking slasher film than anything.
It's a trauma film. Yeah. It's like that thing of like, I've seen these elements in movies before. And that's why it's not like shocking to me. It's just like one of those things of like, oh, you guys are just trying to steal weird shock value and like bring it. It's like, I don't think there's a point to be made here.
It's a lot of shock value masked in this like artsy fartsy bullshit. Because it's like, yeah, it also too, it's one of those fucking things that are just visually very stylistic, and there's a bunch of, it's like when you see a fucking period piece that just does not make any sense, like in any historical context, but everyone fucking loves it because it just looks cool and all this other. And it's like, I don't care about, like, obviously I want shit to look cool, but like look cool in the sense that No Country for Old Men look cool, where it's also has a lot of substance to it, and it's cool because it's like fucking gritty and shit like that.
So what happened with Sleep Token in the vein of like that? Because I
get controversy here. So let me read through the article because I have like a base level understanding, and in that base level understanding, I could give a fuck less, but I'm probably biased because I just don't give a shit about Sleep Token. But basically, they got like someone doxed their identities.
Oh,
Yeah. Here, wait. Let's leave. This is Loudwire. They usually do a good job at fucking breaking the whole shit down, but a lot of bands seem to have been wiping or deleting their social media profiles as of late, with Sleep Token being the latest to participate in the trend. Their Instagram page has been wiped clean, and their fans are speculating that it has to do with their birth certificates being shared online. Oh, that's not cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. As fans have pointed out online, Sleep Token's Instagram page is still active, but is blank, and their bio mysteriously says nothing lasts forever. This, of course, has led to some panic that it may mean the end of the band. Probably not. And one fan in particular writing that they feel unwell and have massive stomach pain over it. Well, that you need to just, yeah, you're doing this whole life thing wrong.
Yeah, you gotta hang up the fucking social media boots there, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, why is that? Like, it would really fuck me up, but also like, I don't know. It doesn't really. So I guess that's the point. Is like, it's such a well documented story at this point now that like, I don't. If it was posted online, like, what could people could steal their identity? People could find out where they live. You know, do all that
isn't
shit.
your social on your birth certificate?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. No, I don't know if it's on your birth. See, that's the other thing is I don't know if I have. I don't know if my birth certificate is online. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I have it somewhere, but I don't think it's online. So unless
I bet you there's some fucking website.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird. It would creep me out for sure, but I don't know if I would like. Again, like the I don't know if they got hacked through their social media, sharing more stuff on social media, being like, I've got stomach aches, and like, don't let them know how you affected them. You know what I mean? Like you just, I don't know, man. This is weird. It's just weird to do to anybody. I think. I don't approve of this. Doesn't matter how much I don't like them. I don't think that their fucking birth certificate should be shared. That's just,
I never understood. I mean, knowing this band, there is a small, I'm not saying I believe this per se, but there's a small percentage this is all like a publicity stunt because, like,
really,
I don't know. I think, yeah, they're like fucking weird and gay and mysterious. And like, that's been the whole thing is like, who are they? Who are they? So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So you think this is like a stunt, like to be like, oh my god, their identities are going to be revealed, their birth certificates are shared, like, and then it just says like Douglas Adams, 19.
Yeah, or
like, I don't care who's Douglas Adams,
or they get
face stupid.
They get trending, and then they just magically, we also have a new single for you guys. And also, apparently, I was reading through that shit. They have a tour coming up. So, my opinion, the wiping of the social media means absolutely nothing. Like, there's no reason to believe the band would break up because their birth certificates got leaked. I don't know. I think also too when fans are so swept up in the moment of the band, they forget. Like, I remember when all the Dance Gavin Dance controversy was happening, I followed the subreddit just to like see what the updates were, and I got kind of, because I love the band, I got kind of caught up in the fucking drama of it and reading all the fucking posts and stuff, and then that becomes. Because you see all these like fucking different people going about it, talking about it and shit like that. And, you know, your perception of how big of a deal this is to normal people starts to like shrink in that moment and stuff. And that's also too, it's like, because like in all these articles, they always go, some random user, we didn't fucking see who it was, said this. And you're like, why are you including that? Who gives a shit what random dickhead 69420 said?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, 69420, that just means they're official. So that way you know that they mean business. But I don't.
Tony said, the Dance Gavin Dance subreddit is rough. Yeah, you would think that when you're in that subreddit, you forget there's other bands.
Yeah.
Wait, what did Aaron say? They just announced a new tour. Yeah. So that's probably what the deleting is about. Their identities have been online if you looked enough. Yeah, that's the other part of it. You can figure out anything if you give a fuck.
But also, like, what this is my issue though, is like, it's kind of like, I guess it's like, who did it start with? I guess it would have started with, you can probably credit like Kiss or something like that. right? Or like maybe like even before that,
With
maybe
what?
like, with like wrestling, like the alter ego. Essentially, you have the you are not. It's not like you wear makeup, you wear costumes, you wear all this shit on there, like on stage, and then when you're off stage, you can distinguish yourself. You can look different, I guess. I don't know if that's exactly why they did it, but Kiss has done it.
Oh, because I was
Slipknot
gonna.
has done it.
Yeah,
You
I
know
see
what I
what
mean?
you're saying. Because I was like thinking, I'm like, well, David Bowie had Ziggy Stardust, and Prince is in his own weird world. But I get what
Oh,
you're
people were
saying.
like, "Oh, David
Yeah.
Bowie
That's
is Ziggy."
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like Kiss could take off the makeup, go to the store, and like before they revealed their faces, they could just go to the store and be a guy.
yeah. They could wear a hat and sunglasses and just like regular, not platform shoes, and just not be like the Space Ace and fucking whatever. Same thing like Slipknot. I was gonna say. So like, I wonder, is this a weird thing of like they're tired of not being recognized when they're walking around on the street, and they're just like, "Hey, we've got a new tour coming up, and maybe you can come up and ask for an autograph every once in a while." Like maybe they got cut in line too many times. Like when
They
they're out,
actually want attention.
yeah, they want people to be like, "Hey, hey, hey, how's it going? Oh my god, it's you." You know what I mean? Like, or do signings or shit like that. You know, without like having to wear costumes or.
That's such a funny take.
You know what I mean?
They just want attention.
Yeah, literally. I wonder, like legitimately, this doesn't seem like a band that's not doing it for the stardom. They're not doing it for the art because, in my opinion, the art stinks. So if you're not doing anything brand new, you're not breaking new barriers, you're not reinventing anything. So there's no way that you stand out otherwise than the mystery of who the fuck you are, and nobody really gives a shit. So you're going to be like, "Hey, oh my god, now our identity's been stolen," and everybody's going to go, "Huh?" You know what I mean? Like, and
I would push back
that little, huh? That little. What?
I would push back slightly on that. There are definitely a bunch of people. Well, that was from my perspective of what I saw people being on Twitter. They were like crying so hard for Sleep Token, and I was like, if they revealed their fucking social security number or some shit like that, that's fucked up. But just to reveal their identity, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, have you thought about growing the fuck up? Who gives a shit?
They're adults, dude. Like, and if I just
they're adults, and this is weird.
Yeah, this is fucking weird to bitch about your birth certificate. Like, I haven't even thought about my birth certificate until you just said the words birth certificate. I haven't thought about it in probably 40 years. Actually, no. Like, when my wife and I got married, probably like almost 15 years ago, is probably when I was thinking, oh my god, I gotta know where my birth certificate is so they can make sure we're not related.
Because that'd be a concern for you,
dude. That's a real thing they made us do in Florida, and I think they make you do everywhere.
But they definitely make you do it in Florida.
I think they make you take a blood test to make sure that you are not related.
No, we didn't do that at all. I made sure of it.
We took a blood test to make sure we were related.
So someone brought up Slipknot, and we were going in on The Sopranos, and I have another great tie into The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I was just watching an episode or two today. I saw the hardest windbreaker ever, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude, AJ on The Sopranos had a Slipknot windbreaker.
Oh.
Dude, look at this shit.
Oh my god, it's got the thing on it and everything.
Dude, how fucking sick is that, man?
Is that a button up?
Yeah, dude, it's got buttons on the front.
Damn.
Yeah, man, that went hard. That went hard as fuck.
AJ ruled. What a bitch. What a bitch character. He ruled as a bitch character.
He kind of sucks. The kids kind of suck.
Yeah, but that's the thing is they kids suck.
Yeah. Like season 3, fucking, Tony's so racist in this season.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, it's rough. Like, it's like it's not even like it's reactionary. He's just like, hey, by the way, no black guys, right?
Because fucking Meadows dating this dude who's not even like visually, he doesn't come off super black. He's half black, half Jewish, and he looks way more Jewish. And like a tiny bit black, and Tony's like not even a little bit guy.
Yeah. What's your percentage,
bro? And whoever they're going through the fucking they're going through like the black slurs, like the hipster black slurs, or what would you call it? Like they're doing like it'd be it'd be the equivalent of if like, because me and Pat are pretty hip to bands, it'd be the equivalent of like some underground band. Me and Pat would be like, oh, I haven't heard of them. You'd be like, oh, or I forgot about that. I forgot that was a slur.
Every once in a while when you see, so I notice this a lot. Speaking of noticing characters on shows having the same taste or good taste, at least, I could also tell when like a production assistant like went to Warped Tour that weekend or something like that and just had a poster or a sticker set.
Yeah,
because it was the same. It looked like my wall where it's just like Pennywise, Melancholy, and they're just like, so you just went to the Epitaph tent and you just got a sticker sheet or something like that. Like to make the kid look like, hey, they're just an average teenager. I'm like, no average teenager is listening to Melancholy. I see you, but I don't think that's an Easter egg necessarily. I think that's just like, oh shit, we need some room decor or something like that. But I think,
yeah,
I wonder how many shows by that season. I'm sure AJ was like, shit, I get to keep most of my wardrobe, so I'm just gonna get shit I like. I'm gonna get Slipknot hoodie. I'm gonna fucking get a whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude, that'd be so sweet if you. Oh, dude, if you're on a show and you're like, I think my character would be into metalcore, and so you just get a shit ton of fucking metalcore merch. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Tony had an interesting comment. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
He said, back to Sleep Token. He's like, my friends explain Sleep Token concerts as worship, and that when Sleep Token comes through tour, fans are called to worship.
Dude,
are you sure they're not called to have gay sex? Because that sucks.
That sounds like grooming. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about Me Too and all this other bullshit, like, you're calling them to worship you?
What? That sucks.
That sucks, dick. You guys suck. Dude, fuck Sleep Token, you dickhead. Fuck you guys. And anybody that worships it. Look, if you like a band, I don't worship any fucking band. Dude, it's not one of those, except for Gallows. I respect them. I don't worship them.
Wait. Can I bring up an interesting thing about Gallows in this context?
Yeah. Do you worship them? Pray to them?
No, I just get their tattoos. I just get their logos tattooed on my leg.
I got bands tattooed on me. But again, I don't sit there and fucking like, I don't worship them.
But no, it's funny thing about Gallows is there's actually footage of them, because they got, like, in the context of hardcore fucking punk rock, they got pretty big at like their height. They got pretty big. And people got really obsessed with their lead singer Frank. Cause like that's kind of why the band, you know, they just, when Frank left the band, they just slowly lost momentum, because a lot of people were just like, I'm here for Frank. And if Frank's not here, I don't give a fuck. Which I have.
Andy, I think I was one of those people. Was he the redhead? Was he the redhead guy?
Yeah, skinny redhead dude.
Dude, I feel bad for. I honestly, I feels good to get this off my chest. I think I was one of those guys. Because I think that's when I fell off, when he was not in the band anymore.
Yeah,
I did not listen to them anymore.
Well, no, I was thinking about this the other day, and I used to kind of like angrily think this, but I like what.
Is that the third one, or
that one's Mind Your Own Business numbered. It's fucking worry about yourself. That's what
you opened it way off mic down here, where I wouldn't be able to hear it.
No, really fucking open. I'm gonna drive to your house and open my cock in here.
Not at all sneaky.
Fucking not minding your own business. Go fucking
guys with substance abuse issues.
Go smoke out of your fake cigarette.
Not problem.
You fucking piece of shit.
Not problem. Issues.
Oh, is it a problem to have fun? Is it a problem to have fun?
I'm sorry, officer. Am I not allowed to have fun while I drive?
I can't drive having fun. I can't drive chock full of fun.
Sundays aren't fun days anymore, huh?
I can't drive after having 48 ounces of fun.
I can't drive 55 drinking 7 beers.
Throwing back a tall, cool glass of fun. Okay. All right. I guess I'm driving home to communist Russia. Thank you very much.
I apologize for interrupting, Andy. You were speaking of Gallows history.
But no, I used to think this kind of grumpily, but like I sat down and really thought about it. Cause, dude, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, I could see from an emotional standpoint, because basically Gallows is basically 4 albums. You know, there's the 2 Frank and then there's the 2 Wade albums. And I can see from an emotional standpoint, like, because they're like on the first 2, there was much more production. That was kind of Frank's thing. And then afterwards, they were just more of a straightforward punk band. There wasn't as much fucking razzle dazzle in the production of it with like music videos and shit like that. They were just kind of like, we're a fucking punk band. We're just going to play music and have a good time. So from an emotional standpoint, I could see you loving the first 2 a little bit more. There was more of a production and had all the fucking razzle dazzle and shit. But the second 2 albums were really fucking good. Their self-titled was really good, and the one right after that, not as good, but still a good fucking album. And I think because it just happened from because I haven't really stopped listening to them since high school, and so just listening to them and listening, I'm like, it's all good music. It's like, I think you guys, like, I legitimately think Gallows fans killed the band. You know, now I will meet you halfway and go, like, I love Wade to death. I think he was a great addition to the band. Like, when I saw them live, I actually saw them on their very first show with Wade, which as a hardcore Gallows fan, I thought that was really cool. And then, like, I've seen a bunch of live footage. And I've listened to the albums. They were fucking great with Wade. I will say, as a UK-based band, it's weird to hire a Canadian singer. Like, I think I've said this before on here. Like, why didn't you, like, there's a million people in the UK. Why didn't you just get another?
As soon as they put that goddamn bitch on their money in Canada, that's when it all went downhill.
But yeah, that would be my only criticism of the actual band. It's just from because they were big, but they weren't like they weren't. I'm watching too many Sopranos. They weren't fucking made guys yet.
You know, they weren't set. You know what I mean? They weren't ready.
Yeah, but no. So but yeah, like, so I think besides the fact that it probably would have made more sense to get a UK based lead singer. Because then you guys are all there, you can practice more. It's like it's less of a scheduling process,
and it's part of the like whether you like it or not. Like, so it's kind of like the same thing with like we talked about the Dave theory of whenever the Dave in your band passes away or leaves, then your band is pretty much Kaputski. You lost your band.
Who were the bands we brought up? Sum 41. When their Dave left, it was horrible.
Yep, Gwar was another one. Obviously, when Dave Grohl left Nirvana, it threw Kurt Cobain into a whole tizzy, and then he asked his hippie housekeeper to shoot him in the head. Allegedly,
I forgot.
That was
I
this
forgot
episode.
about.
You remember that? That was this episode. Yeah, that was crazy.
But yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's the same idea. Like, where especially if it's the lead singer and they have such a distinct accent. Do you know what I mean? Like, when, like, as far as like the stage banter, like the talky singy parts, like if he's just like, oh, in the belly of a shark, eh? It's so friggin' cold, so friggin' dark. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
That's so
funny. Hire a Canadian to do a Cockney. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have that. You gotta have that fucking, especially the lead singer. You can hire a Canadian drummer. You can hire a Canadian fucking bass player. You can hire. Rush is all the music. But if the lead singer is different, you need the same, at least, ethnicity.
No, that is also a part that kind of killed Gallows, is their identity was so locked into their lead singer specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it was just a bummer because it's like, you know, that's why I got a tattoo of an obscure punk band. It's because I'm like, they're the best punk band.
Right. Yeah,
they're the greatest band.
Yeah, and then and that's the thing. I guess that's the problem. That's the issue I have with certain, like certain bands. Like, again, you can switch out certain members of the. Oh, that was the thing. Was Foo Fighters when they the good example of the Dave theory was Foo Fighters, where their drummer passed away, and he definitely wasn't
Dave.
And he still continued. So that's the issue of, like, if Dave Grohl were to pass away or to leave the Foo Fighters wouldn't continue to go on. They would, you know what I mean? It would be over. So I think there's a certain thing where certain times give it a shot, but like they obviously continued, you still like the next singer after the first singer, and you're like, yeah, Canadian, whatever. So
Yeah.
So there is a, but it's different. It's still different. I don't know. It's interesting to say, like, I guess in that case you could just start a different band if you're just going to write different records, different albums and shit like that.
Well,
but
that was the thing though. Right? That was the thing though, is the music didn't like change that much. It was still the same. Like there was obviously because I think Wade contributed to the songwriting. I feel like you can hear it in the music. Yeah. But it's not like they were just a completely different band. Like they still had a very similar songwriting style. It was just so that was the other part of it. It's like I get it. If you don't like their last album, I get it. They kind of tried to go to go a little softer here and there, and it just didn't feel the same at parts.
Yeah.
Although they did have some fucking bangers on that album. But I'll give you the last album if you don't like it. But they're self-titled, the first one with Wade, that shit hit fucking hard. That shit was so fucking good. It was so good. Yeah. I have a clip I want to show you, but Aaron did ask us another question, and I've been going through all the Dance Gavin Dance albums.
This feels like a very comments themed show today, and I appreciate you guys pounding off in the comments and giving us some good topics to pound off of.
Well, I appreciate it. We didn't come into this with like the news wasn't as bumping today, so it was a little more loosey goosey. So I appreciate the comments on a loosey goosey day. Yeah. But no, and you guys have been pumping out some good questions, and I love people going, "Hey, Andy, what do you think?" That might be my favorite thing. Sex with ladies, that's pretty cool. Drinking moose heads at noon, that's also cool. Yeah. But third is when a guy I have not met in person goes, "Andy, what do you think?"
Andy, what do you think about this band's vocalists?
Oh yeah, he goes. Aaron was wondering, what do you think was the best vocalist for Dance Gavin Dance? And I've been going through all their shit. That is a hard one to say. It was funny actually. Tonye called me out hardcore in I believe it was Tonye, because on one of the later Dance Gavin Dance albums, because when I listened to the two with Kurt Travis, they're self-titled, and then Happiness, I was fucking slobbing on Kurt Travis's knob, because I always think he gets underappreciated in the context of Johnny Craig. Mm-hmm. And then on the last album I just listened to, there was a song where most of the song was Kurt Travis singing, and I was just, apparently my reaction was like, oh, cool. And Tonye's just like, oh, Andy has no reaction to his favorite singer ever. And I was like, all right, call me out harder, I guess. But yeah, no, I would say, because like their self-titled is still kind of my favorite, I think. I'm more partial to Kurt Travis, but I think as a band, I do like the Tillian era more.
Oh, Tanya got a correction in there. It's the Foxtrot Boys. I got you on that one.
What happened?
It was.
You're right. It was the Foxtrot Boys. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah, but yeah, I think there's no matter what, there's like so actually in that case, who would you say your favorite vocalist was?
Of the
Dance Gavin,
like the three DGD boys.
Yeah.
I think I got to say Kurt Travis.
Do you feel that's objective enough? Do you think, or is that just your personal, like, do you think like truly he was the best one of them?
Everyone's going to say, most people are going to say Johnny Craig. Yeah. Because Johnny Craig does have this like ungodful ability, but I just like the way, like, I like the tone of Kurt Travis's voice a little bit better. Johnny Craig, it's the same thing. It's the same way I like my women. I like a hot woman with something a little fucked up about them.
Well, okay, so
you know what I mean? Like you ever see like a hot Jewish girl with some big bazungas, but she's got and I don't mean to be anti-Semitic, but she got a goofy nose. You know what?
She's like,
and I say this.
Yeah.
I say this to say that gets me goosed up.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So Andy,
I didn't say about the size.
The goofy.
I don't have any opinion on the size of Jewish people's noses.
Yeah.
Who would? Who would?
Me. I usually do. I have often.
It's all I talk about.
Yeah, there's whenever I'm not podcasting, it's 90% Jewish noses.
Oh, but that was my thing about Johnny Craig, is it's like it's almost too perfect. it weirdly bores me after a certain point. It's the fact that Kurt Travis has minor imperfections here and there that makes it more interesting. And the reason I like Kurt Travis more than Tilian is fucking great. Everything he does is great. All the things top to bottom, beginning to end, he does is great. But in reference to his singing, he doesn't have the same type of range where he can't hit those low notes the same way Kurt can.
Well, this kind of reminds me. So, like, I guess this was my thought with that was like, so with.
We're all familiar with that. Have you seen Ben Shapiro's sister?
Oh, really? Is she
get your dude, big old Jude titties. Woo!
Let's see. You pulling them up?
I gotta find these bazungas.
If I'm also remembering correctly, I don't know if she's Jewish or not. I'm pretty sure she is, but
Ben Shapiro's sister,
Anna Weintraub, is it her sister or his wife? Oh, mama.
Ha cha cha.
Ay. Longer hair. We need longer hair because it offsets that goofy nose. Evens it out more. But
I'll be honest. Ben Shapiro, not too bad either. No,
you know what? You put a set of cans on that guy.
Maybe put some titties on Ben Shapiro.
Honorable mention. I think she's Jewish. I'm pretty sure, and also falls in this category. Milana Weintraub from the AT&T commercials.
Oh yeah,
Mamma mia.
You are horny. No one knows her actual name.
I know her name. I follow her on fucking socials for some reason. Just hoping, just one day there's a live, and you're just maybe something comes out.
That's right. She's got sneaky big bazungas.
Wonderfully big.
By the way, didn't even try to spell out whatever fucking name you were saying.
Just, you got to and that's the best part is like once you get past Trump, like once you get Milana, and then you just do VA, they're like, oh yeah, that one. Yeah, we know that one. Yeah. Wonderful.
Great stuff. But anyway, music or fucking something.
No, this reminds me of the argument of like. So the reason I was asking you which one you think would be best, or which one like if you would prefer, is they like these bands continue to put out albums and songs and stuff like that with new lead singers. Would you rather have heard another lead singer on a newer album's songs? You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I was still looking at big Jewish boobs. What were you saying?
You gotta close that window. You're gonna have to close that window, buddy.
I didn't close it quick enough. Yeah, it's closed now, but I didn't close it quick enough.
Well, let's just give it a couple minutes just so the blood can come back to his head.
All right, Pat, I'm gonna go jerk off. I'm sorry. You can't show me this many Jew tits, dude.
The fog is so thick.
I can't just see this many Jewish boobs and not fucking take care of this.
But like Seosin, right? They had Anthony Green, and then they switched to that other singer, and they re-recorded some of the same songs with the new lead singer and re-released them Seosin's version. So, you know what I mean? Like they didn't have Anthony Green's version; they had Seosin's version. I wonder about that. Like, would you rather hear do you prefer the new lead singer not to do a lot of the older songs because it sounds different, or do you just go like, no, that they're now the lead singer of all of the catalog now?
No, it's actually fun because like I was listening to Dance Gavin Dance did these 2 live albums called Tree City Sessions. So they're not live like in front of an audience, but they're live to tape. Mm-hmm. And so that was cool because Tilian's on both of those, and like half the songs on those he didn't sing on. And one of my favorite ones on their first full-length album with Johnny Craig, Lemon Meringue Tie, that's like my favorite Johnny Craig Dance Gavin Dance song. And it like I prefer the Johnny Craig version, but hearing Tilian on that was still cool as hell. Cause you're like, oh, it's really cool. It's really cool to hear how he would do it.
Yeah, I like it when like bands like The Chariot or something like that. Like I saw The Chariot with Norma Jean on tour once, and they brought Josh Scogin to come out to do Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste. That was pretty sick. You know what I mean?
I've seen videos of that. Yeah,
it's cool, but it's also like, I don't know. It's your song now. You're in the band, but like if you know they're in the fucking building, it is kind of weird to not.
Yeah.
And then also like so the bass player had nothing to do with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't bring any of the old band members with him from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Like,
Yeah.
why not have more of the Chariot out there? Just have double bass, double guitar, double vocals,
double band.
just overkill. The Melvins do it all the time. They got 2 drummers on stage with them. It's fucking annoying, but it's cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
They wear gardening gloves for some reason.
All right, so I have some important footage I have to show you, Pat.
This is important, guys. Shut up, everybody. Shut up,
everyone.
Shut up.
Everyone in the building, shut the fuck up. Wait, what was Tonye saying? Tree City Sessions with Tillian doing Johnny Craig era songs was kind of meh. See, like I said, I prefer the Johnny Craig version, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Tillian doesn't have the same soul in his voice. I wonder too if like it's harder to really when you're like seeing someone else's lyrics in your it's like you're in
right. That's
you're
what I'm
in
saying.
You're in your band, but you're singing someone else's lyrics. It's hard to get the same emotion out of it.
That was my point with like, especially with like Anthony Green and the other, I don't know, the other guy from Seosin, the newer lead singer from Seosin. But
Yeah.
like these are fucking, they're like textbook emotional guys. These are like, they're writing very personal lyrics about, I would assume, very personal things that are going on in their life. They're not relatable to Seosin. So like, so like Gallows, they're talking about, oh, we gotta fuck up some nights. You know what I mean? Like it's farcical and it's British. Anybody can sing it. They're like old storybook tales. You know what I mean? But like with like Seosin or like Van Halen.
Wait, did you just compare Gallows to old fables?
Yeah. Well, they're talking about being in the belly of a shark. How more biblical do you get than fucking being in the belly of a fish? You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
But if they have
still the greatest punk band ever.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they're not telling great stories, Andy. They're telling wonderful fables about drinking and a ball and kicking a shark in the belly.
We're gonna take care of this shark. But anyway,
but they have but Seosin is like they're talking about like this is how I felt on November 17th, 1987, when I lost my favorite toy and my dad. You know what I mean? They're talking about fucking traumas and shit like that. They're talking about very specific. So when they're like, and if that turns out to be a hit, and then the next guy comes in and he's just like, this song's about the last guy's fucking teddy bear when he was 6 years old, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then are they going to be able to convey the same feeling with it? Andy,
yeah, no, that's a legitimate concern.
You know what I mean? But when it's fucking Gallows or whatever.
Pat, can I ask you something? We've been having a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you can ask me that, and I will answer you yes. No more questions. No more questions. But you can only ask me that.
But are you ready? Are you ready to report for duty?
Oh shit! I don't even have my glasses on. It's the pit police.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, we need the pit police.
Wow! I just take my regular glasses off, but I can't see anything.
No song, just a siren.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're very professional law enforcement officers, and we do a lot better job than the CIA.
So, like last time, the pit police needed to report for duty. I'm going to ask you an important question, Pat.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm going to ask you a really important question. What
piece of furniture?
What do you think is about to be thrown?
Okay. I'm going wild card here, man. I think somebody's going to pop out of that little pit and they're going to jump onto that ceiling fan and they're going to tear it down.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you think someone's going to break the ceiling fan?
No. Somebody's going to pull it down.
Okay. But here's the thing, Pat. I'm giving you a little bit of an insight into what's about to happen. Something is going to be thrown.
Okay.
What is going to be thrown?
What is going to be thrown? I think it's going to be a bar stool.
Okay. You think is that your final guess?
I got to say bar stool. If it's not ceiling fan, it's definitely bar stool.
Bar stool. Okay. Let's see if it's a bar stool. Nope. It's a pig's head.
That was a chicken. Is it a live pig's head?
Uh, you rascal. No, it is a dead. It's a dead pig's head. And I got to be honest, the vegans have not been happy about this.
You know what? I don't care. But if they're the ones pressing charges, this is an open shut case. I don't give a shit. Go home, hippies.
Go home, vegans. We're throwing pigs' heads over here.
Yeah. This is just again, you bought the ticket. You signed the release. There might be a fucking pig's head. Ever since Alice Cooper was throwing chickens out into the audience or whatever the fuck it was forever ago, and then Ozzy Osbourne's biting heads off of bats and killing birds and shit. Like, look, it happens, okay? There's gonna be dead animals in the pit. Open and shut. No, but where do you know the band by any chance?
No, but I might be able to figure it out because the lead singer commented and took credit for it.
Okay, so Andy, if I can,
he goes, "LOL, we done that."
Right. Anybody that's complaining, look at the lead singer of the band in which the pig's head was thrown. Like this is the lead singer. It is completely appropriate.
Dude, everyone's so excited about it. Can we show this?
I don't know, actually.
I'm going to take it down. I don't know if we can. I didn't see this one so big. I saw the second picture. I don't know if it's like you can just show them brutal. I don't know if this counts as animal abuse.
Well, Andy, first of all, I don't think they killed the pig there. I don't think they slaughtered it there. But again, as a Florida man, this was actually legitimately a radio stunt back in Florida that got Bubba the Love Sponge, famed radio DJ, fired. They slaughtered a pig live on air, and he got, which was actually, and they did it the correct way. They hired a butcher. They were using the meat for a barbecue, but they just happened to broadcast the pig slaughter on air, and a lot of people got upset. So yes, you're right. People may be touchy about this, but if I can, let's just say this case actually does get to court. All right. If I can bring up a little context. If you've ever been to a hockey game, maybe in the playoffs.
And this is why I wanted to bring it up, because you're a bit of a hockey nut.
This is what happens. People are, if it's a big deal, it's a big event. A lot of times in Detroit, Nashville, you see it every once in a while. They started doing this in the playoffs. They'll sneak a gigantic catfish in through security.
Oh, see, I've seen them do it with like a squid.
Well, in Detroit, they pull out an octopus because it used to be, Andy, that you need to get 8 wins to win the Stanley Cup.
Is that why?
Needed 8 total wins, so they would bring from the fish market an octopus, not alive, usually dead, and throw it on the ice. So that was like a tradition during the playoffs that somebody would bring in. Now they've also extended it to catfish. But they're all dead when they arrive. None of them are killed in the name of this sport. They just go to the store and say, "Give me that already dead catfish. I'm going to go throw it on the ice." And they do. So I feel like this is bringing a lot of that sports energy in a positive, cool way to the music that we love. And I got to tell you, if this case came across my desk, Andy, I'm telling you, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, some kids having fun.
Yeah, if I was the judge on this case, I would do this. I would say, not illegal, but guys, we can't be doing this every weekend.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Let's
make this, if this is a special occasion,
can't be doing this because I don't want to poo-poo the outrageous fervor that stuff like this is born in. I think that's where we get great art. But guys, let's not see this too often.
Yeah, let's not make it let's not set a precedent here. Let's not start bringing in. We were fine when they're inanimate objects. We know when it's a chair or a ceiling fan. Again, if it's a bench, if it's a table, if it's a whatever it may be. But if it's gonna be, now we're looking at health risks because there are proper handling procedures, especially with pigs' heads. Chicken, there's salmonella issues, there's literal actual health issues. So like aside from that, if this was maybe it was a fully cooked pig's head and everybody takes a bite as you pass it around, that's fine. Did you bring enough for everybody?
Maybe it's dinner.
Maybe
You
it's
didn't
dinner.
think about that. Maybe they cooked it and it's actually dinner.
It's being very generous, and they're
Maybe
just
they were
helping.
doing a pig roast, and the guy in the back was like, "Hey, can I get some?" And they were like,
Yeah.
Here you go."
Right? Yeah, here. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. What if the band was Muslim? It could be. This could be a hate crime if they were. But again, we're having a good time, guys.
Can I ask you this, Pat?
No. Yes, go ahead. Just
guys, thanks for watching. No, can I ask you this? If you're at the show,
yeah, that was gonna be my next thing. Sorry,
say you're
ahead.
in the mix.
Yeah.
Say you're in the mix. You might not. You're kind of up front, and you see the pig head come out.
No, Andy, you're up front, right? And you're bumped into by the pig's head multiple times before you notice it. That was the scenario I was thinking of. If you're just like, what the fuck?
No, see, for me, the reason I started at what do you do when you see the pig's head come out? Because this is what I do.
Okay.
I'm standing there. I'm like, looking real fucking tough. Like, just tough as shit. Fold my arms, listening to the band. And then, like, you see the pig's head come out. And I see the pig's head. And the first thing I do, I go, nope. I just go to the bar. I immediately go to the bar. I go, nope, whatever that is, no.
You don't leave. Yeah, you don't leave the venue. You leave the crowd. That's
I want to watch.
Yeah, I want to see it. I support it, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I support it, but I want to watch it.
Why don't you? But honestly, though, okay. So now you said the lead singer took credit for it. Was he the one that was like, he brought it out originally from backstage and like sent it out into the crowd, or was it like, no, I that was a plant I had in the crowd where I told the guy, hey, at the fifth song, when we have 3 songs left, I want you to bring out the pig's head, okay? Because it's going to be this whole thing where I'm going to be like, oh my God, is that a pig's head?
Oh, looks like the band's called Dimebag.
All right. Well, now I'm on team not pig's head.
Not vegan. I'm team vegans.
I'm never team vegan. I got to tell you, but Dimebag.
Well, that's the weird spot I'm in, because I'm usually anti-vegan. Like, whatever the vegans are doing, I'm usually anti that. But I don't want to encourage pig head throwing.
Yeah, really I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't want to set a precedent, but also no charges are gonna stick, but also we're gonna give you a soft warning. Let's
I'll give him 2 months probation.
No, not even that. Let's just a soft warning. Let's try to keep the animals prosthetic. You know what I mean? Bring a dead animal. You know what I mean? Have props. Sure, beach ball, but let's try to keep it beach balls, inanimate, that have been inanimate their entire lives. Like the whole time of their existence has always been an inanimate object. They were not made to be inanimate.
I like that. I
think that's it's very specific. And you know what really the weird part of this, Andy, was we never thought we'd have to address this. I think that's the thing. I think is that the fact that I never thought I'd have to say, hey, no pig's heads in the pit. But I guess now you're one bad apple spoils a whole bunch. And now I guess you're right, Andy. The responsible thing to do would be to say, please no more animal parts in the pit unless they are fully cooked and you are sharing. You want to bring some brisket into the pit? You want to bring a whole wrapped brisket into the pit like a baby?
Yeah.
You want to hold it out and just be like, hey, take a bite. Hey, take a bite. Because honestly, we need that fuel, baby. We're running. We're hitting. We're punching. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you just bring a raw pig's head, that's not going to bring us any sustenance whatsoever. And I got to say, you're a hindrance, not a help.
Yeah. All right. So I think it's safe to say that court is adjourned. Yes, dude. Yes,
dude. That was really well done.
I gotta edit a pit police intro because it's so funny to be like, we're the pit police and it's just sirens, dude. It'd be so funny to play straight out of Compton, but us being like, no, it's been kicked too much, or no, John Lennon kicks rule.
Yeah, John Lennon kicks rule, and we support those. But pig's heads, we're gonna have to kick you out, no pun intended.
All right, man. Well, I think we did the damn fucking thing. I have to urinate and I have to make myself a snack.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You got the beer munchies, do you?
Yeah.
Andy, this has been the best day of my life.
It's been great. Shout out to everyone hanging out. Don't
Yeah.
forget, every Thursday we're talking about music, talking about albums, talking about
sometimes we'll put out an audio album or episode. Every once in a while, we'll put out some audio if we feel like it. Maybe like a week or two.
Sometimes the audio for the show will come out whenever.
Maybe. And so we do appreciate you guys pounding off on YouTube and checking us out here. And also we do listen to new music unless it is, of course, I'm contributing. If I'm contributing any new music, we do not do new music on Fridays or from Fridays, but any other day. If Andy found some good music that he likes by himself and doesn't tell me about it.
I had a show. You cunt.
I was waiting when you were going to say that. I was just like, I don't have any other things to say that are.
I didn't know where you go. I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, I had a show, you fucking cunt.
No, that shit happens all the time. And Andy, you deserve it.
Thanks, man.
You're the greatest man alive, and I hope that you have a wonderful piss. But we will be bringing new music to you sometime soon.
Hell yeah. And then great hang, fellas. Hope you all have a heck of a week. Tonya and everyone else here, I hope you have one heck of a week too.
So with the tip-top comments,
it better be a good week because that's how long you're waiting for the audio. All right, guys, have a good one. Be about a piece.